Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for the likes, the comments, and for subscribing. In this video, I'll be updating you on Twist of Fate new season. Guess what? Ranbir found out that Prachi is pregnant while Prachi was in the hospital and was shocked. With the happiness, he rushed Rhea and hugged Rhea, about to tell Rhea before the nurse came in. But guess what? Rhea was so happy thinking that Ranbir has fallen in love with her. And she rushed and told Aliyah. You need to watch till the end to find out everything that happened. While Ranbir was in another mission on Prachi, trying to unite with Prachi, and told himself that he will never separate from Prachi. Rhea was jubilating that Ranbir is about to send Prachi packing from the house. Hey, what a misunderstanding. Please subscribe to this channel and don't forget to click on the notification button to be notified anytime I drop a new video. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let's go. The episode starts with Prachi coming inside the house and seeing Ranbir waiting for her, holding the arty plate in his hand. Rhea asks, what is all this? Prachi says, even I don't know. Ranbir asks Prachi to stop and says, I want to do your arty, but matchstick is not lighting. He calls Mahu for the matchsticks and asks Rhea and Shahana to come inside and says he just wants to do Prachi's arty. Pallavi asks, why are you doing the arty? Ranbir thinks when she has become a mother, why arty shall not be done. Dida asks, what is the reason? Ranbir says Prachi deserves all the nice welcome. Vikram smiles. Rhea and Shahana come inside. Ranbir asks Prachi to stand there. Dida says either Pallavi or I shall do the arty. Ranbir says he wants to do the arty and wants to make welcome promises to Prachi. He says he don't know what to be said while doing the arty, applies her tilak and says everyone wants to welcome you. You have 7 birth relation with me, so some extra love from me. He says welcome and says it is my duty to support you. He asks for her hand. She gives her hand in his hand and is surprised seeing his sweet gesture. Sona plays. She looks at him surprised. Ranbir smiles. They walk inside. Prachi takes back her hand. Ranbir asks Prachi if she has any cravings for food and says as he was in hospital, you might want some spicy food. He asks her to tell Mahua. Prachi says, I would tell when I wanted. Ranbir asks Mahua to ask Prachi. Rhea asks, what is happening? Ranbir says, I will talk to you later. Pallavi asks Dida if she asks Ranbir to do the arty. Dida says, I myself are surprised. Vikram says, maybe this is his way to thank Prachi for saving his life. Rhea reminisces Ranbir hugging her and smiles. Aliyah thinks, why is Rhea smiling? It is strange. Pallavi says, arty is done for Grapravish and says this thing is really strange. Aliyah goes to the room. Rhea calls her and dances happily with her. Music plays. Aliyah says Ranbir is doing Prachi's arty and you are happy. Rhea says Ranbir has finally valued my love and says Mom had sent her to the hospital being scared of Ranbir and Prachi's closeness. Aliyah asks, what did you see? Rhea says, I felt and says he's developing feelings for me and it was like why he didn't love me before. Aliyah asks if he said this. Rhea says no. She felt it and says he can't be happy as Prachi met with an accident and says he hugged me like this. She hugs Aliyah and says he has understood that his happiness is with her. Aliyah asks, really? I am happy for you. Rhea hugs her. Shahana asks Prachi what happened. You were about to tell him everything. Prachi says, I have changed as I didn't see someone changing like this. She says, I was about to give him good news that he was becoming a father and says whatever happens is for good. It is good that I met with an accident. She says she had slept after heavy medicines and when she woke up, she saw Ranbir happily hugging Rhea. Shahana asks if he was happy. Ranbir thanks God for bringing Prachi in his life and for writing her name in his life and for thanking her as Kumkum Bhagya. He says, you have done it and we didn't get separated even after many incidents. He says he has brought Agabati to thank him. He says, I can't tell anyone about Prachi's pregnancy as she has not told me or anyone. He says today he held her hand and felt as if he's holding his daughter's hand. He wishes to have a daughter and tells that he will never leave Prachi. Prachi says that how can he get happy when she met with an accident? She says that she never saw him so much happy. Ranbir tells that he wishes that his daughter would be like Prachi. He tells that his 3rd anniversary is coming and he wants to gift her something. Prachi says it is good that she didn't tell him and says whenever she tells him, she will go away from him. She says he might feel the same pain as her and says he had hugged Rhea. Ranbir thanks God for saving Prachi and for making him Bauji. He asks God to make Prachi feel his love through the cold wind around her. Ranbir comes to Prachi's room and sees her sitting without having food. He takes the food in his hand and asks her to eat. She asks him not to treat her like a baby. He asks, shall I treat you like a mommy, and asks her to eat food. Prachi eats the food with his hand. She is again surprised. Music plays. He then wipes her mouth with the towel. He then takes the food tray from there. Rhea says, you said that you are happy and was about to tell me something. Then nurse came in. Ranbir recalls knowing about Prachi's pregnancy. He says the matter was related to Prachi. Rhea asks, what? Ranbir says, I am sorry. Prachi will herself tell you. Rhea asks him to give her clue. Ranbir says, let Prachi say it, as she will say it nicely, and if she says it then, our relation will become stronger. Rhea thinks he's talking about their relation. She says she will ask Prachi. Ranbir says don't ask and tells that Prachi wanted to buy the apartment where she used to stay before, and I am happy for her. Rhea thinks Prachi is leaving and asks Ranbir to give the house to her. Ranbir says I am thinking to buy it and give it to her. Rhea says Ranbir's surprise will be shocking for Prachi. He is making arrangements to throw her out. Oh my God, ignorance is a big disease. Ranbir comes to Prachi's room and asks her to let him come inside. He thinks love and its sweetness is growing. Prachi asks what is it. He says Shera and says today I got to know about some good news and I want to make you have sweet for that. Prachi asks why you want to share with me. Ranbir says my dream about my startup is flying high and that's why I want to make you have sweet. You are lucky for me. Prachi thinks we have seen the dreams together but couldn't celebrate it. Ranbir thinks his startup started long back and earning money. He says he wants to fulfill his dream in the house which she likes the most. He makes her have the sweets. Prachi asks him to eat it too. Ranbir hugs her. Prachi says congratulations, Ranbir. He congratulates her and says he wanted to share his happiness with her. As he saw the dream with her, he asks himself to control his emotions and asks her to rest. Song plays. Prachi lies down on the bed. He covers blankets on her and asks her to close her eyes. Prachi asks him to go as she can't see if someone is in her room. He thinks your habit will soon change and says good night. Rhea hears them and thinks to find out what is happening between them. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and come back for more updates from your favorite Z Word series.